Om Shanti. Let's just settle in. The first few minutes are your opportunity, as we do each week, your opportunity to let go, go within, tell yourself the thoughts are not needed at this point. I'm present but not thinking. It's nice to just be present. So settle in. Take a nice few deep cleansing breaths. And let it all go. Roz is the master at this, just letting it go. There you go. Let it go. Finish your day. You're not distracted by your body. You're not distracted by your thoughts. You're just present. And while I'm present, I'm also content. I plug into the universal energy. I think about all the things I have. And as I think about everything I have, the word abundance appears in my mind, because I do have an abundance. And I'm grateful for the abundance in my life, part of my fortune. I recognize my fortune without comparing to others. And it makes me happy. I haven't focused on everything that I have in a while. And then when I think about everything that I have, as I meditate, and I use the word abundance, I do start to recognize that maybe I have too much. Maybe desires are present in my life, an extra few pairs of shoes, whatever it is. But that's okay. I think moving forward, I'm going to start to recognize and see how my desires surface, how my desires pull me, how my desires attract other desires. And I will remember that word abundance. I have enough. So this way I'm no longer pulled. And not only do I have enough, I'm satisfied. Finally, I am satisfied with what I have. Feels good, doesn't it? I'm one of the lucky ones on this planet with all the things I have. But desires, no need. Part of 2021 for me is letting go of desires. So I repeat that. Part of 2021 for me is letting go of desires. No more desires. And I do innately know the difference between a need and a desire. And so now I'm finished with that. I'm free from this pull. And that's a good thing, because tonight I wanted to talk about being ready. Or as God, the Father, the Supreme Soul, the nonviolent parent, whatever we want to call that Supreme Soul, God speaks about and encourages us to be ever ready. And when we look at the events of the world today and over the last few years, it's really important to be ever ready. For those in Texas, when we look at last week, the unheard of, the unthought of, the snowpocalypse, right? That may have seemed trite to other states, or a foot of snow or whatever it was, but it was a huge burden for many. And how are we prepared? How are we ever ready for things like that, acts of nature? And we know as the cycle continues, nature is doing her part, nature is acting up. So we can look back over the years and recognize that hurricanes are becoming more severe, tornadoes, earthquakes, and the devastation that comes after these things. So my role is to learn to be ever ready, even for the physical elements. Now, what about with people and situations, right? I practice tolerance. I practice patience. I am a peaceful soul, which is what Om Shanti means. And if I'm prepared ahead of time, I know how so-and-so acts or behaves, I can get ready and I think I'm prepared. But like nature, there's always suddenly, things happen suddenly, events, situations, people's attitudes or their concerns happen suddenly. And when I'm confronted with suddenly, there's a difference in my stage of being ever ready, right? And so meditation, this thing we're doing tonight, this act of claiming peace, this act of reuniting with the peaceful soul that I am, that I was born as. I was born as a peaceful soul. And so meditation helps me to reconnect. And the thought of getting on Thursday night or Tuesday with Sister Etta, this is great. But I don't think that will help me to be ever ready. If I was to throw a saxophone at you and ask you to practice, I think once on a Thursday night or here and there, you would never be ever ready. Studying for boards, preparing for exams, time and effort. So with meditation, I was really contemplating that word effort. I can have this peaceful, relaxful, blissful time by tuning out life and the rest of the world. But there is effort. Sometimes there's a block in saying, I want to meditate. For many, there's a block in believing that I can meditate. I'll share a quick story. When my sister's children were little, and I would go to her house in New Jersey, I would always tell her I wanted the kids to meditate, nothing that I would force. I was going to teach the children about the third eye. So on video chats, they knew about Gregg believes in Eastern philosophy, that God can come through your third eye. This is why we look at everyone through the third eye. No words are needed. And using your third eye, your spiritual eye, I'm not using the physical eyes. Through the physical eyes, we usually see defects. So my sister was telling me, now that I was in person in New Jersey, they're not going to be able to sit still. You're wasting your time. They don't need to do it. She said, but do what you want. I'm going to go to the store and buy things for dinner. So we had, I think it was blankets, white blankets, and I wrapped all of the children, all three of them, in a nice white blanket. I told them about the throne, that each one would sit on the gutty and they would conduct meditation. And that as they conducted meditation, their job was to sit, remember they're a soul, they're not a body. Don't think about the name. Don't think that they're a boy or a girl. Just connect with your third eye, and as we look at each other, just exchange God's love. Have no thoughts. And that was my explanation, and my sister left. And we rotated who was conducting. I don't know how much time passed, but my sister came home, had to be at least 45 minutes, and there was dead silence in the living room because we were deep in meditation. And the funny part of the story, instead of my sister being like, how great, she was like, Gregg, is that good for the kids? That long? No talking? No. So she wasn't even ready for the kids to be able to tap into meditation. But it happens. So I would invite you to learn to relax, to learn to step away from the physical, the way you see things. And when you do your meditation, find a candle. I have this poster, this painting behind me. We know that we are souls, that the point of light is the symbol of soul. But maybe you have a candle so that when you meditate, you have this one point to look at and you can leave your eyes open. Very important. The Brahma Kumaris teach that through meditation, you are recharging the battery and accumulating and filling your soul. And I know before I came to the Brahma Kumaris 20-ish, 21 years ago, I was dabbling in Buddhism. And in Buddhism, you close your eyes and you chant. And I think the chanting was a distraction. And after some time of closing my eyes, it was more of the day was so busy, I was taxed with so many things to do, and closing my eyes to meditation only let me go to sleep. I learned with the Brahma Kumaris again, and using open-eyed and connecting with the third eye, that you really are empowering the soul. So through meditation, I'm gaining peace, but also power is there. So I would encourage you, in order to be ever ready for all these events that are occurring, this is my practice. Tapping in, learning to shut the mind. And I don't have to specifically say in meditation, I'm preparing for this person. This person is a thorn at work. This is how I'll be ready. It's a matter of cooling my vibration. So meditation really does cool the vibration. Now think about your day. Whether you're retired or whether you're working, there is a list. Everything to accomplish. Maybe for Mrs. Janoski, Sue, maybe yours is just watching the video of that little kitty cat going up and down the stairs, which is fun. But we're always doing. We've stepped away from being, from human beings. We're doing, doing, doing. And if I'm not working, the mind certainly is. It's blitzing and it's nonstop. And this is why when I'm confronted with a situation, I can't handle it. So meditation cools my vibrations. Now when I'm out there in the world with this practice of meditation, as Nathan says, energy, my energy has shifted. And the beautiful thing about our energy is that we give it out and everyone is receptive. So as my energy is calm, healing, and cool, others are picking up on that. So this is a gift that I'm giving to the world. And this is how I can help others be ready as well. The conflicts, the confrontation, they've become too common. And it's very easy, actually, isn't it? Someone got in my face. Don't talk to me that way. We're always ready to go back that way. Now, I don't know what people go through during their day. I have no clue. And many of you on this line know me. You don't know what my day was like today. I'm sitting here smiling. You have no clue what my day was like. Was it tough? Was it good? So the same for others in front of me. And so when I do have someone aggressive in front of me, ugly words, whatever it is, so what? And instead of just tolerating, can we give back? Can we empower the third eye and look at that soul peacefully and just give those vibrations and walk away? Why do I always have to have a comeback? It's the ego. And another thing I just want to share real quickly that I learned with the Brahma Kumaris, this amazing spiritual organization that's all over the world. And one of my favorite things was the definition of tolerance. So think for a moment what you think about tolerance and how I tolerate. And when I learned from the Brahma Kumaris, they told me that tolerance is seeing the highest potential in another or in a situation. And so now, have I really been tolerating? Again, sitting in meditation, I may not have that definition of tolerance, but it acts very much the same. My accumulation of meditation day after day, even if it's 5 minutes a day, my accumulation of meditation cools the vibration, but also enables me to see the highest potential in others or in a situation. So this is what I want to think about for the next few days. Am I ever ready? I do know the world will shake. I do know people will shake. I want to remain seated on my seat of stability, unshakable, immovable. And those things take practice. But the nice thing is I don't need to go to class. I don't need to pay for class. I don't need to leave my home. I need to learn to sit in silence more. And when I'm not sitting in silence, maybe it's time to turn the news off. And for Carly, maybe it's time to just tap into that, your beautiful child's energy. There's innocence there, there's fun, there's excitement. And then maybe, Carly, as you see others, you can look at them as an adult and try to remember what they looked like when they were a kid, right? Because all kids are beautiful physically, but also there's something beautiful about that innocence, about their desire to tell everyone, whether they're black or white or underweight or overweight, do you want to play? Right? Because we lack judgment. So maybe for everyone, I'll help myself by seeing others as perhaps they looked as a child, but definitely go within more often. Label your car as a sanctuary so that when you're driving to and from anywhere, just try this for a couple days. Shut off the radio. Sit in silence as you're driving, and with that busy mind, you'll see that the autopilot's on. You'll also think, did I just run that red light? Did I stop at the red light? The body's working just fine. So sit in silence even in your car and call it your sanctuary, and learn to regroup there, to reconnect, to have silence that I don't have. Know that silence also means I have to quiet the busy mind. And these are a few things that we can do to become ever ready, to really be ready. God also says, time is moving quickly. The sign of late has been put up, but it's not quite too late just yet. The sign of late has been put up, but it's not too late just yet. Although I think we're moving there. So don't be alarmed, but enjoy your meditation. And for the BKs on the phone, for all these on the phone, on the video chat, for all of our BK friends that do meditate, deepen your meditation experience for yourself. Deepen that. Enjoy that. Love that. Grow that. You'll be such a gift to the world, and especially to yourself, because while we practice, we're challenged. We're challenged big time. Whether you're like Roz, who's done this for 35 years, we'll be challenged. And it's nice to be ready so that I don't have to react. The world reacts and it gets old. And I do know from history, which I'm sure you can all agree to, I've reacted too often, and I'm disappointed after I reacted. I didn't need to do that. Why did I go there? So let's let that go. There was so much we wanted to end with 2020. And in what are we, day 25, I think it is, of February, we're still closer to 2020. So it's okay. We were supposed to be finished already. Let it all go. Remember everything you want to let go of. There's so much I can do in meditation. Meditation is not just dead silence, it's active. So I think I've said plenty. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. Thank you all for joining, as you always do. This is how we create the atmosphere. And we'll see you next Thursday. Come on next Thursday and share. Type a quick note about your 7 days of preparing to be ever ready, your 7 days of increasing your meditation practice. Whether you're already a meditator but you increased by 5 minutes or added an extra session, just think about what you can do. Okay, so we'll close with maybe just 30 seconds or a quick minute of silence. I know we're over a bit, but now's your chance to say, hey, Gregg, shush, and let me have some silence. Look at my third eye, keep yours open, look at the point of light behind me, and just have a moment of real, deep, powerful silence. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. One powerful minute. Imagine what you can do with 15. We'll see you next Thursday. Have a beautiful week. Share your smile, spread your love, and be happy. Om Shanti.